Hi everybody, how y'all doing? This is a story of, something in my life actually that I never really thought I was going to tell, but it happens to be a thread of orthodoxy, so it seems appropriate. And I had talked with someone about it because somehow they had helped me remember it from something that they had said or done or something. And I'm going to try to say it in a way that is cohesive enough to get across the message because it happened a very long time ago. I mean, I think it was like 95. And I I have talked about, being from Chicago that because um, the neo-Nazis were chased off by people on, bikes, right? That like every Jewish girl like fell in love with all motorcyclists for the rest of her life. Yeah. So anyway, not really, but kind of. Well, a little. Basically, yes, but we wouldn't want to admit it. But I would. So there you go. Okay. So at many, many times in my life, I've had tons of friends who were different. Like some people were just like motorcycle enthusiast types. They like to ride or whatever. But some people were more into different parts of the culture. Um, good and bad, or even sometimes illegal. So whatever. But they were my friends, so I didn't care. And this is how it happened that I never cared. um, there was one who was really a large person. I mean, like, I'm talking like bodyguard huge, like 6'4" and like as big as a door and like all muscle and like they just look down at you and that you better get out of the way, that kind of thing. But, he wasn't like that. I mean, I really don't know if he was like that. It's not like that to me. So what's the difference? Because I couldn't tell. But maybe he was 6'6". I don't know. The man was big and I'm so short. How could I tell? He might have been 6'5". I don't know. He was tall, okay? Anyways. So, there were a group who had sort of congregated around one guy's house, and his mom was there. I don't think that he lived with his mother, but he would go and visit, and then she became sort of a hub, no pun intended, where a lot of them would go and meet or hang out, and she would, you know, make them coffee or feed them and chat with them and talk with them, and she was like this, really old spry lady, you know. And so back to this other guy. I don't know why it was asked of him, but someone had asked, why is it that you go over to her house and, what could you possibly have in common to discuss? I mean, it's your friend's mom. Why do you go over just to see her? It just didn't make sense because obviously I don't think this person had ever met her because she was very much a mother to everyone there who knew her. And he described it like this. He said, because it doesn't matter to her um, anything about any of us as far as what we did, what we didn't do, or what we might have done, or what people say rumors about against us. She just loves us. We can come into her house anytime, day or night. She'll make us a meal, laugh with us, sit and talk with us. And she doesn't ask any questions and she doesn't expect anything. She just loves us. And then he said she loves us like Mary. And he said that because he's Catholic, so that's how he's familiar with calling her, because now I call her Theotokos, right? I remember when I heard that, and this big burly man, I mean, he was almost in tears talking about her because she had just just been such a beautiful person to him always, you know. Um, and I remembered when I heard that, I was so struck, you know, hearing about her. There was this thought in my mind, you know, if ever I could love that way, that would be a goal. I don't know how to say it, like a goal, but like a meditative mantle that I would want to try to strive towards, I guess I could say is a better description. And I filed it away in my mind because I didn't know who Mary was, truly. I mean, I knew obviously like word wise, but not with any kind of personal understanding. So I filed that away for all of these years. And I had remembered it recently, um, just partly because, you know, the Theotokos is a pretty big part of my life now. I remember all the icon was in my head and just everything about it. I mean, singing songs to her, there's all kinds of prayers and the Paraclesis, which I adore. And, you know, now there's this working understanding that I have and a prayer understanding that I have, um, and a gratitude that I have, that I can maybe catch a glimpse or a whiff of what that might be. Um, and it's an interesting place to broach, because I'm not saying that like I do that all the time or that's who I am or how I am or something like that. But just even having that in my mind as a way to look at another person, particularly if, you know, they might be in many ways different from me at any way at all, you know, um, that none of that ever matters. And I don't care, you know, what's gone on or what they did or didn't do, or it's them, you know, who I love. And what's funny is, of course, I mean, I don't mind hearing anything about what they've done or what I've done or whatever we share, but it's not like it becomes a reason why I would love that person, or I never have to love them in spite of that. It's a non issue. It's just a part of them or things that they've done and it doesn't matter. So, if if you've ever had an opportunity to look at someone for just a second in that way, um, you, you notice every detail, and it's like the most like everything about them is the reason to celebrate. It's almost like when I look at my kids. Like when I look at my kids, I mean, I'm not saying I think they're perfect, but every little detail about them is so palatably delicious to me. It's like the cutest thing I've ever seen, or the thing that I just so completely adore, no matter what they do. And and then anything they do is just a greater joy. So I hope I've been cohesive at all. Um, and yeah, so okay, I'm getting too emotional. I gotta go. But peace.